We wanted to get another update from you because, again, as I said, things are moving so quickly, and also the Western media is so unreliable and so biased. So, what is happening right now? Is there really a ceasefire, and how did this come about?
Well, the Iranians don't call it a ceasefire. They call it a cessation of hostilities. And they said that if the Netanyahu regime carries out any slight attack against the country, Iran will retaliate with full force. Everything is quiet now. We had celebrations after the end of the fighting, and the people came to the streets and across the country. One of the things that I think we can clearly conclude from all this is that what the United States and what the Israeli regime have done is that they've united Iranians in a way in which I've never seen since the 1980s when Saddam Hussein invaded the country.
Can you just clarify the difference between a cessation of hostilities and a ceasefire?
Well, there's no agreement between Iran or the United States or any entity. Iran simply said that if the other side stops firing from this hour, this day, then we will refrain from firing back. That's basically it. But there's no agreement. There are no monitors. There's nothing.
How much of the way that the US negotiated, quote unquote, negotiated with Iran has led them to not enter into an agreement with the US? Like, how much did the US kind of waste shoot its credibility?
It's destroyed. The United States never really had a great deal of credibility. I think one major problem is that because of the sense of exceptionalism that exists in among the elites in the United States, they feel that they are above the law and that they don't have to respect agreements. And over the 45 years or so after the revolution, the United States, on every occasion where they had an agreement with Iran, they they violated that agreement, whereas the Iranians always committed themselves to the agreement. And whenever they did violate it, there was no sense of shame or there were no apologies because the United States doesn't feel it needs to apologize to anyone or that it's answerable for anything. The nuclear deal, which was signed in 2015, from day one, Obama began violating the deal, whereas the Iranians were fulfilling their side of the bargain. And then, of course, Trump came and tore up the deal. So as time went by, the mistrust towards the United States increased. But what Trump did was that he destroyed it completely this time around because it became clear that the negotiations were simply a ploy and that behind the scenes, he and Netanyahu were plotting against the people of Iran. Trump said the night before this blitzkrieg attack that he's against war. And then the next day after the attack, he was gloating about it and basically saying that he was a part of it. That destroyed any sense of trust, even though there never really was much, but it's just altogether gone. And I don't see how Iran will ever be able to have any deal with the United States under the current regime.